Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Tuesday, May 21st, 2024. Once again, you find yourself watching my daily vlog, my regular morning ritual stand-up, where I talk about what I've been doing next, and how it's going in my efforts to make content creation indefinitely sustainable. So as typically, let's start with yesterday. So yesterday, I even did some stuff I didn't say I was going to do, but I didn't do everything I was going to do. I swapped some stuff out. I realized it was Monday, so I went ahead and recorded the next entry in celebrating yesteryear for Retro Days. As you'll recall, I do that as a talent only. So delivering that on Monday, since it's publishes Saturday, it's just being a good team member rather than postpone that to later in the week to give the editor as much time as possible to work on that. So I got the next episode done. I did that in the morning before I left for lunch. I also I'd mentioned I was kind of noodling. I thought, well, I'm gonna work on the tier some, I'll do this other thing, some writing, but I was noodling around an editorial. Well, the editorial percolated to the top of my noodle pot, and I ended up digging in on that. So the editorial is related to, these Atari 50 cartridges up there, and some recent news furor about a couple of them being defective for some people that kind of blew out of proportion. And then what happens is things blow out of proportion, and then when reason comes in, nobody mentions the reason. They just remember they were mad the other day about something, but they never follow up and find out. And so I had people write me and want me to do a video about it when it first happened, and I'm like, I'm not sure that's a video. We don't know anything about it yet. Well, now the other day, like Wednesday, we knew much more about it. Atari spoke about it. So then the editorial was less about the actual fact and more about how the reaction of the community was. So all of that is to say, I spent the afternoon writing, shooting, editing, and producing that. The editing was not the biggest part, the writing really was, which was to get all of my thoughts out the way I wanted. So I'm glad I did, because that video, I released it like 6 o'clock, so it's only been out about, 15 hours? 5,800 views on that editorial. And lots of engagement. Very happy with that. Look, if there were things to talk about editorially every day, I would. We have seen repeatedly that thoughtful editorial pieces get lots of engagement and views. It's just that, like so many things, you can't make up the news. There needs to be something to talk about. But I'm very pleased with how that went. I'm happy with the reaction. I would say the reaction is 95% positive. I made a concerted effort to not alienate anyone in the criticisms that I made. I just tried to say, here's measured reasoning why this thing is so. And I threw out a little bit of a challenge to any other creator who wants to react to that to make a video and tag me. My hope is, I did that as a pure journalistic endeavor, but along the way, we're trying to make progress. I also open the door to other people reacting to that. When people do a reaction video to your video, it often will drive more traffic back your way just to see what they're reacting to. So I open that door. If anybody cares and wants to, maybe they'll plant a little seed that might net some new seedlings in the future. We'll see. It'll be near future. Well, just been a day, not even a day. So anyway, did very well. Talk too much about that. Also, I did preparation for the podcast edit today, which we'll talk about momentarily. And then I have some stuff lined up for this afternoon, which is kind of interesting and exciting. We'll talk about at the end of this video. Let's talk about stats. So, I'd like to be an average over the last 7 days of 10,000 subscribers and 10,000 viewers and 50 subscribers gained. That'd be the day. It has been kind of straddling the line for the last couple of weeks. 11,500 viewers, so right there above the line. 25 subscribers, only half of the target we'd like to get. It's up from yesterday, but just a skosh. I'd like it to get there. That being said, we did hit a new milestone yesterday. 49,316, I think I saw. So 700 away from 50,000. Look, we're clawing our way there, 25, 30 at a time. It's getting there. It just to show you that you're hitting that 50,000. It's not time to stop and celebrate and put up the we did it banner. It's really just a big number, but it's a fun number to hit. So I'm eager for it to happen. All right, so let's talk about today. First and foremost, it's podcast editing day. You probably know, if you've been here before, that every day at 10 a.m. Eastern, I'm over at Twitch doing the editing of the podcast. It's a productivity stream, and we do talk and have a nice time, but it's really I'm working in productivity tools showing how I edit the audio for the show. If you'd like to join us, of course, you can head over to twitch.tv/GenXGrownUp, and we'll be right there on the screen. There's just nowhere else to click. While you're there, I'll remind you each Tuesday, if you don't know and do have Amazon Prime, you have a free monthly subscription token, which is effectively like a $5 value, and $3.50 time it gets to me and then trickles down. Point is, you can give it to anybody, but you have to renew it each month. So if you'd like to do so, when you head over to our Twitch stream at twitch.tv/GenXGrownUp, you have to click a couple of places. You click subscribe or resubscribe, whatever it says. You have to go to a second tab, look for a little tick box that says use Prime Sub, then it will be $0, and you click on that little button, and you've done it. And if you're there when I do it, I'll thank you in person and put a clip on my hat, and we'll have a nice time together. And remember, if you've already done it, if it's been more than 30 days, please consider popping in and doing it again, because you must redo it every single month. But it does benefit us. If you don't use it, it just evaporates. It's a benefit that expires. Once the edit is over, I have some stuff going on this afternoon. We talked last week about unexpected expenses, and I had to get tires for my car, which are nice tires, by the way. They look so good after having those worn things on the edges for so many years. An unexpected expenditure. So I have a planned de-expenditure. That's not a thing, is it? Anyway, look, I need to work some on the new tier. I hope to get to that. I have a target of getting that out in a couple of weeks. I still need to do writing for the podcast. Gosh, I don't know why haven't done that yet. Deadline is coming. I got to work on that today. We're still expecting a delivery that's going to come sometime today. We're still waiting on embargo information on the products over my shoulder here. All that is information I'm waiting for. But all things I plan to do. But I, back when I was first laid off, I went through an effort of finding ways that I could trim the fat in our budget. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's downgrade that. We don't need this anymore. Regular expenditures. So today I'm switching from cable internet to fiber internet. It's, in my mind, it sounds like, probably a lot more expensive. It's not. It's not at all. We don't use cable for television at all. We only use it for the internet and phone line. And I want to say we pay like $185 a month for that service, that package. Fiber is coming in. It's going to be a full gigabit up and down synchronous, which is the same down speed and matched way faster up speed. And it's going to be, I'm going to save $100 a month. It's $85 instead of the $185 that I was paying. I had to spend a little money on an $80 phone adapter, so we have that service, ported the number, all that. So effectively spend a little money to save $100 a month for the next forever. That's happening today. So in the afternoon, they're coming out to install that fiber. This has been in the works for a while. So ultimately, it's going to impact me a little bit because, I somewhat use the internet as part of my work, so it'll slow me down some in the afternoon. And then I have to do some editing and some port forwarding on the new modem, a bunch of garbage you don't care about. The point is, the process today that's going to interrupt my day is going to save me $100 a month for the next forever number of months. It's going to take a bite out of my day, but it's going to be well worth it in the long run. So hopefully when I talk to you tomorrow, I'll be on faster internet and you won't know the difference. But I will once I cancel the cable, because I will have had a big chunk taken out of my budget and I'll be saving a lot more money. So that's what's happening at the end of my day. But it's not taking all day, of course. It's a couple hours in the afternoon, but it will interrupt my flow certainly, and I have to deal with stuff. And then I have to work on the network to get that up to speed. I'm concerned that'll probably take the majority of my afternoon, but again, time, I think, going to be well spent. Tick, tick, tick. I think I got everything that I know of. Yeah, it's probably more. There always is. We'll talk about it tomorrow if there is. In the meantime, I have to get ready for this stream, so I will, of course, thank you for popping in to check out today's vlog. If you did, seems you did, you're here. I started saying it that way, and I continue to, so there we go. If you're here every day, I love you, of course. Thank you so much for your tenacity. Have a great Tuesday. Remember to do something good for yourself, because you deserve it. And I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.